What's up guys, and I mean welcome back again to my channel. The plan was I was supposed to actually do a different recipe, but because I've had to just jig around my schedule, I'm doing a few more recipes today, and I'm going to be making some meatballs. To be honest, I really love meatballs, so I don't know why I've never actually showed you guys how I like to make them. I'm going to add a little bit of a twist to these ones, to how I normally do it, so hopefully it all goes well. So yeah, sit back, relax. Ingredients list will always be in the description down below. Let's get straight into it and make some meatballs. Okay, so this is everything that I'm actually going to be using to make the meatballs with, and then of course we're going to put them in a nice tomato based sauce. So you're going to need some ground beef or ground mince beef. You're going to need all the seasonings here, along with some bread that isn't like fresh bread that you brought today. It's maybe like a couple of days old. You're going to need a mini chopper or a blender of some sort as well for this. If not, just don't add the bread and don't blend up your vegetables, because that's what I'm going to be doing to my meatballs. And yeah, all the seasonings here. So the first thing that I want to do is blend up the onion and the garlic. So I'm just going to put that straight into my mini chopper and just blend that into paste. Once that is all chopped up like this, just going to get your ground beef and add in the chopped garlic and onion, and then just rest this to the side. Put this back on, add some of the pieces of bread, not all of them. If you've got a big food processor then you can add it all in, but because mine's small I'm going to have to do it a little bit at a time. Oh, wait, hold on. Put the blade on first. Just add in some of the bread at a time. Put the lid on. And it doesn't matter that you've done this in the same thing as the garlic and onion, because it's all going in together anyway. Then once you have your breadcrumbs like this, just going to get your meat again and add the breadcrumbs to the bowl. Yeah, we won't need no more breadcrumbs than that. So this is basically, yeah, one slice of quite thick bread. It was like tiger bread, so tiger bread's got a nice crust to it. So now we're going to start adding some of our other seasoning. So I'm going to go in with some all-purpose seasoning. I'm using the Schwartz one for this, so I'm going to put in a teaspoon of that. We're going to put in about half a teaspoon of rosemary, half a teaspoon of dried thyme, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of dried parsley, half a teaspoon of garlic granules, half a teaspoon of celery salt, half a teaspoon of paprika, and then 1 teaspoon of black pepper as well. I don't know why, but this lamb seasoning by Schwartz is the truth. I always add like half a teaspoon of this into it because it's just great for meatballs. I don't know, I think it's the herbs that they use really works. So even though we're not cooking with mince, even though we're not cooking with lamb, just trust the process and trust what I'm saying, yeah? So you're going to mix this up, but just kind of wet your hand a little bit with gloves on. I would recommend doing this with gloves. Oh, one more thing. This is what I get for rushing. So obviously, before you wet your hand a little bit, add in 1 egg as well to bind all this together. And then get your hand with a glove. It will just make it easier. And mix all of this together. And also I think it will be a lot cleaner for you to do it with a glove on. It will just feel a lot different, but you know, if you've got clean hands, you can do it this way as well. Yeah, just mix everything in until it looks like this. You should just have everything worked into your mixture. Cover it with cling film and then we'll be back. And now we also need some tomato puree, passata and chopped tomatoes. This one has onion and garlic in there, so yeah, if you can use that. Here is our meat from earlier, so we're just going to start assembling our meatballs and frying them. Wet your hands again, it just makes it easier when you're forming the meatballs. And then just get a nice handful and just begin to mold your meatballs. Really cook them in your hand like this and roll them. So yeah, you just want to roll each ball like this. That's what will get its nice shape, but just make sure you do it for a little while so that it really takes its shape nicely, like this. Okay, yeah, and if you see that there's bigger pieces of onion, just take them out and rest them to the side, because we'll still end up putting them in the sauce. And also the reason why I kind of like to do them at this size is because 1, they're meatballs, 2, I like them to get a nice sear on the outside and so that they don't get too dry. I don't want them to be too small so that they dry out too quickly. Here we go, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 meatballs from 500 grams of mince. And then again, I'm using my favourite Tefal pan with no oil. No oil in there because the meatballs will release natural oil. So you just want to get the pan hot. And as soon as it's hot, we're going to start browning off our meatballs on all sides. So it should take maybe around 10 minutes. And then we make up the sauce after that. Leave them in the sauce for maybe about 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. And then you're good to go. You can serve it on top of spaghetti, as what you would traditionally do. Or you could put it in a sub. Have a meatball sub like what they do at what's the place called, Subway, you know. Just start adding the meatballs, and this is best in a non-stick pan, obviously, because you want them to keep their shape. But don't worry about not adding the oil, because these meatballs are going to release their natural fat, which is going to give it a nice sear on the meatballs anyway. And then, as I said, just every now and then turn them until you get that nice brown on each side. They should start to go brown like this, and you want it like that on each side. And then once they've been browned on each side, which is important because you need to seal it so that they don't break apart, you want to give it a little shake in the pan. But you'll see what I mean in a second. Once it's been about 10 minutes, so it's been about 5 to 8 minutes I should say, your meatballs should look like this. So then what I'm going to do straight away, anything that was left in the bowl, any onions or whatnot, I'm just going to put them in there now. There's only a few. Then to this, to the bottom of the pan, we are going to add some chopped tomatoes. When you've turned it down, that's the part that I forgot. Turn the pan down low and then add the chopped tomatoes and just move the meatballs into the sauce, and just add some passata to the chopped tomatoes as well. Also add a squeeze of tomato paste or puree. Add about 2 tablespoons of that. And mix that in there. Turn the heat on to a medium heat just so that it can all start to work together. Mix it all in. You know, you can just push the meatballs to one side, mix it, because you could do the long thing of making the sauce in a separate pan, but I just like to do it like this, take my time and then mix it all together. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of water just to thin it out slightly. So I'd say about a quarter cup. About a quarter cup of water just to thin out that sauce. As you can see, it's a bit thinner now. And then as this starts to heat up, the tomato sauce, what we're going to do, you can just pour the tomato sauce over the top so that those meatballs don't dry out, because now they're going to finish cooking in the sauce. So to this I'm going to add some black pepper. That should probably be about half a teaspoon. I'm going to add a bit more dried thyme, quarter teaspoon of that. Some oregano, again quarter teaspoon of that. Quarter teaspoon of parsley. Quarter teaspoon of garlic granules. And then for now, just give that a mix. I'm going to add some garlic salt, but that's in the cupboard, so I'm going to grab it and then work it together. And as I said, to make it easier, you can do this in a separate pan and then add the meatballs in. I just like to do it in one. Saves me needing to do more work for myself. Right now it should be on like a medium-low heat, just so that these meatballs can cook and that sauce can come together. I'm going to add a bit of garlic salt, about 1/4 teaspoon of that. Add a few sprigs of fresh thyme. And also the final thing, I'm going to add a bit more water and a beef stock cube. Now the beef stock cube just gives, I add it to all of my meat sauces. It gives it that extra like depth of flavour in the sauce. It doesn't necessarily need it, but this is something that I do, you know. I do it to my bolognese sauce, I do it in my lasagna sauce, all of them. So just add a beef stock cube, and again a little bit more water just to thin it out. If you find that the sauce is getting too thick, just add a bit more water in there, just because you don't want it to dry out too much. And then as you mix, that stock cube will begin to dissolve, and all those flavours can really get into the sauce. And every now and then just check if your stock cube has fully dissolved. Keep mixing it, and then we're going to cover this and let it cook for about, like I said, probably about 25 minutes, not even that, to finish it off for. Oh, and one more thing that I forgot. We're going to add some Italian seasoning as well. So the Italian seasoning is basically just a blend of dried oregano, basil and red peppers. So any Italian seasoning will do. But add about 1/2 teaspoon of that, and then you're good. And then yeah, we're going to cover this. I'm going to give it another mix, and continuously I'm going to keep on pouring that sauce over the top of the meatballs. That's what you want to do. Just pour like this. Make sure that stock cube is dissolving. And then yeah, I'm going to cover it, leave it for about 25 minutes, and then they should be ready to go. Oh, I just forgot. Key ingredients in any tomato based sauce, it cuts the acidity, and that's brown sugar. In this one I'm just going to add like a level tablespoon. It's not even really a full tablespoon in there, but I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. And it doesn't make it sweet, it just balances out the acidity of the sauce. So yeah, cover this, leave it for about 25 minutes, and then it should be ready. So that gives you time to prepare your pasta, clean your kitchen, and then dinner is served. Okay guys, so I've got my cooked spaghetti here. My meatballs are almost done. So I'm again just going to get a spoon. Let me show you guys closer. So I'm just going to spoon over the sauce. So continuously, I would like check on it every like 5 to 8 minutes and just spoon over the sauce. So it's been on now for probably about 25 minutes. And these are done. Not a hard recipe at all. I love Italian food, so I'm always cooking something Italian if I'm not cooking something Jamaican. So yeah, and I just like to put my little twist on things. So you know, if you're an Italian watching this, you know I'm not a pro, you know, I just do my own thing, put my own twist on stuff. Okay. But now what we're going to do, so now that it's done, I'm going to take some of this sauce and I'm going to mix it in with the spaghetti. So this is why we add the passata as well as the extra water and the stock cube, just so that we've got enough sauce, because you don't want to feel like it's all dry. Just add a few spoons of the sauce. and then just mix it all around so it's all coated. Of course, if you need to add some more, I'm going to, because I like for my spaghetti to be quite saucy. And then yeah, once it's like this, oh, and into this as well, just add a dash of salt and pepper, or if you've got white salt, use white salt. White salt. If you've got white pepper, use white pepper. So use salt and pepper just to season those noodles as well. And then we're ready to plate this up. Simple. I'm going to put a bit of cheese on top of mine as well. So now we're going to plate up our spaghetti, which, to be honest, I'm just going to pour the whole thing into this big dish. I want to present it as if to say this is Lady and the Tramp. If you guys have seen that film, you know, big plate of spaghetti and meatballs, and it's shared between two people that love each other. And I mean, we're basically going to be sharing it through the screen. So I'm even cleaning up the plate for you guys, making it look all fancy. And then we're just going to get our meatballs, place them on top with some more of that sauce. You know, you can't go wrong with more sauce. I don't know about anyone else, but I like sauce with my pasta. I don't like it to be dry. So just add your meatballs, and remember, this is a sharing portion. So if anyone is thinking, oh my god, this is a lot, how are you going to finish it? Believe me, I will not be finishing all of this. You guys already know the vibes. Let's pour some of that sauce on top. A little bit more. And then of course, a bit of cheese. I thought I had some grated mozzarella, but I don't, so we've got to go with cheddar today. But any cheese is better than no cheese, right? Any cheese is better than no cheese. So just gonna grate the cheese right over the top. You know what, Parmesan would have been great, but again, I've not got any, so I've got to go with cheddar today. Spaghetti and meatballs. My Italian accent is terrible, so I mean, forgive me. Oh, and then of course we've got to garnish. How could I forget that? Let me zoom in for you guys. I'm even going to clean up that plate again. Just because, you know, why not? It's spaghetti and meatballs. We can't be lacking here. And let's finish this off with some dried parsley over the top. And if you like a bit of spice, you can add some chili flakes to the top as well. But there we have it. Spaghetti and meatballs. Easy recipe by Shan. Try this at home. As you already know, we're going to try this together so you can see what I think. Let's give this a try. Okay guys, so here we have it, our spaghetti and meatballs. I know I probably look quite hot and flustered here, I'm not gonna lie. I'm warm, it's been a lot. So, okay, I've got the lighting a bit better. There was a lot of sun in the room, so I had to adjust. And you guys know I have to do my video for TikTok, so it's a little bit eaten into. I promise I've only had one bite of the meatball and juicy. That's all I'm saying, is juicy. So I'm just now gonna try for real. Sorry, let me, yeah. Look. I mean, come on. It already is giving. Let me just push my fork into the meatball as well, even though I won't be able to do that big of a bite, but you know, thumbnail. Come on. It's so hot as well. It's mad hot to say I've been like doing all this filming and whatever. But yeah, I can't eat all of that. I'm gonna have to do it a bite at a time, even without all that pasta. Hold on. Okay, wait. Oh, God, hold on. Why am I getting excited? Who gets excited like this over food? Me. Okay. Mix the spaghetti in the sauce. Make sure you do. Okay. And now, oh, and you've got to, because look at how the pasta is just sitting in the sauce. It's wonderful. I need to bite it to show you guys just how succulent it is on the inside. Delicious. This is making me want to watch Lady and the Tramp now, honestly. Lord, thank you for this food. These meatballs are just 10/10. I say do them in the pan over in the oven any day, because oh my gosh, I think this might actually be one of my favourite comfort foods ever. The pasta as well is giving what it needs to give. You need to add the, sorry, I probably have food around my mouth. You need to add the stock cube because it adds to the pasta as well when you eat the pasta. In life, spaghetti and meatballs, I mean, come on. The seasoning, you can see it. You can see the seasoning in the meatball. It's, nobody can't chat to me. Sorry, my window is right there, so yeah. Nobody can't come and chat to me about this recipe, yeah? I'm just saying. If you like spaghetti and meatballs, try this one. I'm very confident about this one. No man, I can cook. I don't say this often, man. I don't even brag. I'm not one of them people that say, oh my god, yeah, I'm an amazing chef. Even though, believe in your sauce. Literally. Believe and trust in your sauce. No matter what you do in this life, believe in it, yeah? But I am not one of those people to brag and be like, I'm the best cook, this, that, and whatever. This is fire. This is fire. If I had a restaurant, I would highly put this on the menu, yeah. Oh, you know when you wash something down with a cold drink as well. What a beautiful world. What a beautiful world that we live in when you can take food that is just items and make it into a great meal. Honestly, like, someone tell me that they understand what I'm saying, because when we pay big money for dead food, do you not ever feel like you're being mocked, like it don't make sense? And then when you make food at home and it tastes good, this is the whole point of why you need to subscribe to Food with Chanell. Don't go to the restaurant, make the food at home and impress. Okay, you guys already know I need to slow down now. I said this isn't a one-person portion and I'm eating it like it is. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'm enjoying these now. I think I said it to you guys, I'm trying to post a video a day. So I mean, just support the ting, man. Please, I beg you do support the ting. When I say support the ting, I mean share it with a friend, comment below, let your friends know they should be subscribing because you've tried the food and it's proper tings. Yeah, follow me on my socials. Chanell it was on TikTok, Food with Chanell on everything else possible. Your girl's trying, man. Drop a comment and let me know if there's something that you want me to make. I've got a new series coming as well that I don't know if I'm starting it this week or next week, who knows, but something a little bit fun for you guys to get involved in. And yeah, I'm so happy with this. Ingredients list will always be in the description down below. Try this, let me know what you thought of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.